Shane Warne. Shane Keith Warne AO was an Australian International Hall of Fame cricketer whose career ran from 1991 to 2007. Warne played as a right-arm leg spin bowler and a right-handed batsman for Victoria, Hampshire, and Australia. He is widely acknowledged to have been one of the sport's greatest ever bowlers. He made 145 Test appearances, taking 708 wickets, and set the record for the most wickets taken by any bowler in Test cricket, a record he held until 2007. Warne was born in Upper Ferntree Gully, Victoria, a suburb of Melbourne, on the 13th of September 1969, the son of Bridget and Keith Warne. His mother was German. He attended Hampton High School from grades 7 to 9 before being offered a sports scholarship to attend Mentone Grammar, where he spent his final 3 years of school. He represented the University of Melbourne Cricket Club in the Victorian Cricket Association's Under-16 Dowling Shield competition. He bowled a mixture of leg spin and off-spin and was a handy lower. International career, 1992–1993. Warne had played in 7 first-class matches before making his Test-level debut for Australia. He was called into the Australian team in January 1992 for a Test against India at Sydney Cricket Ground, SCG. He took 1/150th off 45 overs. Warne took 0.78 in the 4th Test in Adelaide, recording overall figures of 1/228 for the series, and was rejected for the 5th Test on the pace-friendly WACA ground in Perth. Warne's poor form continued in the first innings against Sri Lanka at Colombo, in which he recorded 0.107. On the 22nd of August 1992, however, Warne took the last 3 Sri Lankan wickets without conceding a run in the second innings, leading to a second innings collapse and contributing to a 16-run Australian win. Sri Lankan captain Arjuna Ranatunga commented in an interview, "A bowler with a Test average of more than 300 came and snatched the victory from our hands." Path to 300 Test wickets, 1993 to 1999. In 1993, Warne was selected for Australia's Ashes Tour of England, in which he was the leading wicket-taker for the 6 Test series, with 34. His first ball of the series was called the "Ball of the Century," bowling the experienced English batsman Mike Gatting with a ball that turned from well outside leg stump to clip the off bail. Warne took 71 Test wickets in 1993, a then record for a spin bowler in a calendar year. Early in 1993, Warne took 17 wickets in Australia's tour of New Zealand, tying Danny Morrison with 17 as the top wicket-taker for the series. When New Zealand toured Australia for 3 Tests in November and December, Warne took 18 wickets and was named Player of the Series. Warne featured in South Africa's Tour of Australia in 1993–94 and Australia's return tour in March 1994. In the second Test of South Africa's tour at the SCG, Warne took 10 wickets in a Test for the first time in his career. His 7/56 in the first innings and 5/72 in the second was not enough to secure victory for Australia. He was named one of the Wisden Cricketers of the Year in the 1994 Wisden Cricketers Almanac. Later in 1995, Warne toured the West Indies, taking 15 wickets in 4 Tests as Australia defeated the West Indies in a Test series for the first time in almost 20 years. In the Southern Hemisphere summer of 1995–96, Australia played a home series against Pakistan and Sri Lanka. Warne took 11 wickets in the first Test against Pakistan but broke his toe in the second. Selectors included him in the squad for the 3rd Test days later to give him the chance to prove his fitness. Warne took 4 wickets in Pakistan's first innings and another 4 in their second and was named the Player of the Series. Warne was a key member of Australia's squad for the 1996 Cricket World Cup, which was held in India, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. Warne took 12 wickets, including a man-of-the-match 4/36 in the semi-final against the West Indies, and Australia qualified for the final. Warne took 22 wickets in the series and a further 11 in Australia's three-test tour of South Africa in early 1997. In the northern summer of 1997, Warne returned to England with the Australian team to play for the Ashes. After struggling for form early in the tour, Warne took 24 wickets at an average of 24.04 and Australia won the six-test series 3-2. In the Australian summer of 1997-98, Warne took 19 wickets in New Zealand's three-test series in Australia and 20 wickets in three tests against South Africa, in the second of which he took 5 wickets in the first innings and 6 in the second, becoming the second Australian after Dennis Lillee to take 300 test wickets. In late 1997, Australian media criticised Warne for his weight. However, the Australian wrote he was one of Australia's 3 most influential cricketers, the others being Donald Bradman and Lillee. The 1999 World Cup. Warne took 12 wickets in the preliminary phases of the tournament, and Australia qualified for a semi-final against South Africa. The semi-final match became notable for the dramatic fashion in which it finished. Warne was the man of the match, dismissing key South African batsmen Herschel Gibbs, Gary Kirsten, Hansi Cronje, and Jacques Kallis. Australia faced Pakistan in the tournament's final. Pakistan batted first and was all out for 132. Warne took 4/33. Australia comfortably reached the target to win the World Cup. Warne was the tournament's joint top wicket-taker with Jeff Alott and was named the man of the match in the final. He took another 15 wickets in Australia's 3-0 tour of New Zealand in March 2000. In the first test of the series at Eden Park, Auckland, Warne surpassed Dennis Lillee's 355 wickets as Australia's leading ever wicket-taker. The ACB awarded Warne the Men's ODI Player of the Year at the Allan Border Medal ceremony. 2001, Warne was chosen for his third Ashes tour and took 31 wickets in the 5-test series, which Australia won 4-1. He took 3 5-wicket hauls in the series. In the final test at the Oval, Warne took 11 wickets across both innings, including the 400th wicket of his Test career from Alex Stewart. Warne became the 6th person and the first Australian in the history of cricket to reach 400 wickets. In 2001-02, Australia played home series against New Zealand and South Africa. Warne took 6 wickets in 3 tests against New Zealand, and in the third test in Perth made his career's highest batting score in international cricket. He was caught at mid-wicket off the bowling of Daniel Vettori, which was later revealed to be a no-ball while on 99 runs, 1 run short of a maiden test century. He took 17 wickets in the 3 tests against South Africa, more than any other player, including a 5-wicket haul, 5 113ths, in the first innings of the first test. Warne, with 20 dismissals, was again the leading wicket-taker when Australia played a 3-test series in South Africa in February and March 2002. In October 2002, Australia played a 3-test series against Pakistan in the neutral states of Sri Lanka and the United Arab Emirates. Warne, who had lost weight over the previous months, took 27 wickets, was named the player of the series, and was a man of the match in the first test with 11 wickets, and the third test with 8 wickets. He returned to Australia for the 2002-03 Ashes series against England, starting in November 2002. In the first test, he scored 57 with the bat and took 11 wickets in the first 3 tests of the series but suffered a shoulder injury in an ODI in December 2002. Ban from cricket, 2003. A committee established by the ACB found Warne guilty of breaching the board's drug code and imposed a 1-year ban from organised cricket. Return to cricket, 2004-2006. Warne returned to competitive cricket following his ban in February 2004. In March, in the first test of a 3-test series against Sri Lanka in Gale, he became the second cricketer after Courtney Walsh to take 500 test wickets. Warne took 5 wickets in each innings of the first and second tests, and a further 6 wickets in the third test, and was named the player of the series. On the 15th of October 2004, During the second test of Australia's series against India at Chennai, he broke the record for most career wickets in Test cricket. Warne's dismissal of Irfan Pathan, who was caught at slip by Matthew Hayden, saw him overtake his Sri Lankan rival Muttiah Muralitharan with 533 wickets. Muralitharan, who was injured at the time, had taken the record from Courtney Walsh 5 months earlier. Australia won the series 2-1. It was Australia's first series win in India since 1969. On the 11th of August 2005 in the third Ashes Test at Old Trafford, Warne became the first bowler in history to take 600 Test wickets. In 2005, with 96 wickets, Warne broke the record for the number of wickets in a calendar year. Warne's ferocious competitiveness was a feature of the 2005 Ashes series in which he took 40 wickets at an average of 19.92 and scored 249 runs. Warne shared the Player of the Series honour with England's Andrew Flintoff. International retirement, 2006-2007. On the 21st of December 2006, Warne announced he would retire at the end of the 2006-07 Ashes series at SCG. In his penultimate test, he took his 700th Test wicket on the 26th of December 2006 by bowling out English batsman Andrew Strauss at MCG in his final appearance there. This was the first occasion a player had taken 700 Test wickets. Warne's final test was held at SCG, the same venue as his first 15 years earlier. Warne ended England's first innings by trapping Monty Panesar's leg before wicket for a duck and took. Also in 2006, Australia, CA, awarded Warne the Men's Test Player of the Year at the Allan Border Medal Ceremony. 2020 career, 2008-2013. Warne bowling against the Sydney Sixers in 2011 during a Big Bash League match after he retired from international cricket. Warne was signed as the captain of Rajasthan Royals in the Indian Premier League, IPL, 2008, fetching $450,000 United States dollars in the preseason player auction. Warne led the Royals to victory in the first season of the competition. He continued as captain of the Royals for a further 4 seasons. The 2011 season was his last with the franchise. 1970s, Australia's fast bowlers Dennis Lillee and Jeff Thomson dominated cricket. From around 1977 until the early 1990s, the West Indies lost only one ill-tempered and controversial Test series with a bowling attack almost exclusively composed of 4 fast bowlers. From the early 1990s, with the West Indies in decline, Waqar Younis and Wasim Akram of Pakistan were becoming the world's most feared fast bowling combination. In this context, Warne's bowling became significant. His dominance, particularly of English and South African batsmen, provided cricket audiences with an alternative skill. Where my ability to spin a cricket ball came from, I honestly don't know. I can only think that I was born with it. I have a skill as a cricketer, and fortunately, cricket found me. Shane Warne was the third highest 5-wicket haul taker in international cricket after Muttiah Muralitharan and Richard Hadlee. He took 37 Test fivers and a single ODI fiver, along with 10 Test 10-wicket hauls. In Test cricket, Warne scored more runs than any other player who never made a century. Personal life. From 1999 to 2005, Warne was married to Simone Callahan, with whom he had children Summer, Jackson, and Brooke. On the 22nd of December 2011, a statue honoring Warne was unveiled outside MCG. The bronze statue was sculpted by Louis Lauman and depicts Warne during his bowling action. On the 4th of March 2022, at the age of 52, Warne died of a suspected heart attack while holidaying on the island of Koh Samui, Thailand. 6 days after Warne's death, his body was returned from Thailand to Melbourne on a private airplane. Warne's private funeral took place on the 20th of March 2022 in Melbourne at Moorabbin Oval, headquarters and the former home ground of St Kilda Football Club. The mourners were led by Warne's parents and 3 children, and some former teammates were in attendance. On the 30th of March, Warne was publicly honored at a state memorial event at Melbourne Cricket Ground.
Thanks for watching. See you in the next biography.